All right, everyone. I'm gonna turn down the music just a little bit. All right. So, there are some plans to do some stuff with friend or friends. Probably just a single friend. But it's not going to be until a little bit after normal stream time. So, because of that, and because guys, busy this week, we are missing our guy with the mic. Or some guy with a mic. He's not here this week. He had other stuff that he had to do. But because of that, I think that the best use of my time, because it's been a hot minute, and I don't entirely want to forget about this, even though I have not touched it since last stream, I don't think, is we're gonna be playing some Minecraft. Once it decides that it wants to. There we go. Okay. So, we have Minecraft. It's been a hot minute. I vaguely remember what I was doing, which is I remember I was gonna be terraforming this. And I know a lot of the stuff that I really want to do for like progression and stuff and things, I want to wait until other people are around. There has been discussions and stuff of eventually like getting plans around to fight the Ender Dragon and stuff. So that's probably gonna happen eventually. It's just when we can get everybody around and together. Because if we could get the Ender Dragon around, that would mean that I can then go get shulkers and kind of wrap up like core game and just be doing the cool end game stuff. I've been standing around here long enough that it is going to be nighttime. So I'm gonna continue to stand around and wait for nighttime. But how is chat? How has chat been? And I'm not gonna entirely say what we're doing because there is some part of that that's up in the air, but I think I know what we're gonna probably end up doing. Which there is a potential that we may continue Minecraft, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna do some other stuff. We're gonna be doing other things. So I hope you guys enjoy Minecraft while it lasts. And go edit a thing. Speaking of Minecraft, something that I've started messing with that I am very intrigued by because I've wanted to do it for a little bit, but it what didn't quite work until now, is there. So this obviously is lightly modded Minecraft. I do enjoy me a nice, good, chunky modded Minecraft. Silk touch, yeah, let's do that. And a mod that is absolutely fantastic, always, is Create. Create, if you're unfamiliar, lets you build, like, cogwork, almost kind of like steampunk contraptions. And part of that includes the ability to craft slightly better flying machines, because it has stuff for elevators and stuff, and you can mess with it and its slightly better version of pistons to actually get something more interesting moving. The problem is, biggest problem with it, is there's a lot of things you can't interact with on a contraption. And recently, there has been like a child mod, like a mod that depends on Create, that has come into existence called Create Aeronautics. Create Aeronautics is designed for you to build flying machines and stuff, like airships and things. Or actual boats if you want actual boats, but the aeronautics part of it is like heavily like they want you to be doing like planes, airships, and stuff. I have been messing with it a little bit, and it seems extremely neat, but also something that I'm going to need to like dump time into. It is definitely like resource intensive and a lot of other stuff that you'll need. To get it all working. I've gotten like some of the basics of what I would need, but it definitely, like, if you really want to do something fun and cool and interesting, it's gonna be a lot. But yeah, that's a thing that I've been messing with, want to continue to mess with, maybe eventually we'll mess with on stream, but no promises. Not that part of me wouldn't find it cool to be considered a Minecraft like content creator. That's this account is primarily for a game dev studio, so definitely not gonna be only Minecraft ever, unless all game development stuff goes completely belly up, which I don't really see happening. That Minecraft is and forever will be a secondary thing to do and to spend time with. And it's a good game for like friends, community stuff. You can get a lot of people in here. This server's definitely died down because there are definitely some of us who really like to play Minecraft and a lot of other people who are, Minecraft's fun occasionally, periodically. Which is okay. But it has always been like one of the problems I've had, like doing long-term servers and stuff, is there are definitely people who spend a lot of time, and then there are people who spend a lot of time in very short bursts, and then there are the people who just only occasionally play. I'm remembering this issue that I was having with my swim. Thankfully, it shouldn't get me down too much. Okay. I would love to have conduit right now. It would definitely make my life easier. I don't know how often we'll have streams like this on Fridays instead of the regular Elden Ring, but I think it will happen periodically. Just by some nature of some commitments that Guy has that neither of us thought about, but both of us were aware of. Just it didn't cross either of our minds. When we initially talked about it, we were just like, yeah, this sounds like fun. This is the thing we want to do. and then this week came up, and both of us were kind of like, oh yeah, that's a thing that you kind of promised that you were doing, and something that promised that you would do long before either of us were really streaming. So, yeah, it's a commitment that will have to be handled periodically, unless they switch up the date that they meet on, which is just like Fridays every couple months. Not impossible, but not expecting it either. And honestly, I do know that there were some people who wanted to see Minecraft again. So I'm super down. And Minecraft is a nice one if I just kind of want to, like, chatterbox. I find it easier to chatterbox with Minecraft than I do almost any other game, just because it requires so little of my thought process. It's easier to pay attention to chat, you know, all nice things to have. And I did have some cool plans that I wanted to do that are related to loosely to the game that we're making. I say loosely because it's a location that exists in the world, but it's not a location that's going to be in this game. When it shows up, I'm not, you know, there's not entirely sure, but probably eventually. My plans are not like one game and done sort of thing. I have long-term goals and plans. Okay. This is making it nice and easy to work. But my inventory is very full. I think, yeah, we're getting towards nighttime. At some point I need to, like, spend the time to, like, light up this entire island, which is very doable. It's just not something I want to do right now. I have so many songs on here that I kind of go, like, the song's familiar, but I don't actually know what it's from off the top of my head. It is possible because it might be from, like, there's a level 99 soundtrack. I know I've had Monster Cat at 1.2. I don't think Monster Cat's in rotation. It, like, hasn't been in rotation, I don't think. I did not do the thing that I needed to do while I was up there, which was empty my inventory. We're doing fantastic, friends. Okay. I do also need to check Discord, because I have Discord messages. I can do that on my phone while I put stuff away. Do I have any andesite? Yeah, I do. Where's... Okay, there's gravel. Get rid of this gravel. And I know that there. That's there. There's some diorite. Clay. Where? Here it is. And then granite can go there. Okay. I think plans are getting finalized of what we are doing. Okay, how much stuff has already despawned? Alright. I am going to need more barrels before too much longer. I do want to build this up eventually, and kind of plan being not there. Okay. Okay, I will need more stuff. Okay, I'm drowning. Definitely drown. Do not wish to drown. Okay. Come on. That, do that. Okay, let's grab all the stuff that's floated to the surface, which should be hopefully enough to kind of finish filling up this hole. Not really. Nope, definitely not. We can do a little bit more. Ooh. Okay, yeah, this is what I thought it was. Which, this was from a game that we have played on the channel, and everyone should go spend time and give some love, because Moss is one of my absolute favorite games. Absolute favorite. Okay. Yeah, for now, this should be fine. Yeah. Might do here in a second is throw myself in a Discord channel that we can let I will do that in a minute once we like, I think next night cycle or something. We're definitely making a dent in this, doing it this way. There we go. So much. So much. It gives me a lot of stuff to do well. Like, it's, I think the thing that, for me, like, was important to kind of do with this Minecraft server was to give myself a project large enough to, like, do for a long time. Like, and honestly, this here is not a long time project, even on terms of scale of, like, if this had been more regular with everybody else. Like, I made plans that would have let me keep going with this server for years. Still probably will try and keep this the same server for years. Because there are, I think, enough of us that are playing kind of slow-paced games. There are definitely a few who did very quick and done. A few who did quick and then petered out when everybody else petered out. And some of the people who slow are not, like, doing big stuff like this. They're just taking their time. Which, everybody, the nice thing about Minecraft, everybody can play the game how they want to play it. You're not, like, prescribed into, you've got to play it this way. Yeah, I'm probably going to drop this down even more, but I'm going to do a quick couple things with Discord. And then we will get back to this. Just give me a hot second. Okay, I just need to add a new role for this. Not going to put these guys out in any way, shape, or form. This is just for a permissions thing so that I can give specific permissions to some people to be able to view and connect. Basically do the things that others can't do. Okay. And then doing that. And okay. And okay. Oh, it's raining. Also, I'm realizing I don't hear any sounds. One second. Well, haha. Haha. It's only now had started to notice when I was like, huh, I haven't heard the rain. Which, while I'm doing that, I should probably... this should be... voice chat, yep. And then microphone, VCF. Cool. Wanted to make sure that that's what that was. Okay. And since we're here, yeah, we're definitely gonna need more storage. At some point, I should get like a legit storage room set up and not just be slowly filling up while the game now feels so loud. Which might just be a me thing. I haven't, like... Okay. Still assuming that... Where was that? Yay! Okay. My insane barrel system. Yeah. Like, all things considered, this is just a place to put all of the garbage that I'm getting while I'm terraforming. So yes, it's an insane barrel system. My goal will eventually be to put it into a real storage system. Probably even one that's a little bit more comprehensive than the one at the slime farm. Part of me wants to do that, though, once we have access to shulkers and things. Which means we need to get people to do an Ender Dragon. Which means we gotta get people on. Have to plan a thing. But there's really no rush on that, because server is kind of dead at the moment. I don't know the last time someone was on. It wasn't super long ago that someone other than me was on. I wish there was a way to have better, like, just slightly better reach. Problem is I say that now, and then I'd probably be like, but couldn't it be better? And then we're in a cycle, never satisfied. How I went into that, and then it's like, no. You will not have oxygen. Let's get our air back. The fun thing that will need to be done once we have good quality access to shulkers is managing a shulker farm so that I can do dumb things with shulkers. I want to go from no shulkers to so many shulkers that I am tripping over them and needlessly throwing them away. It is possible that I'm going to put some of this back. Especially around here. I break things so fast. Because I haven't, like, quite decided on what I want the height of this to be. Like, some of it I might want to come up, like, especially with this cave here, I'm thinking I might even want this coming up or something like this, and then being up here for this would feel pretty nice. Let me at it. Let me at it all. Get all the stone. Keep all the stone. What will I do without my hoard of stone? if I need some of it. What if someone else needs some of it? What if someone decides that they... Well, I'm digging out the bottom of the world. They decide they want to build an ocean. I mean, not an ocean. Sorry, that was my brain just word spaghettiing. Wants to build a mountain. But if someone wants to build a mountain, not an ocean, build a mountain. Ocean does not require stone. Okay, I think we are now... Yeah, these are all... Like, I can do a couple here and there. From where I've, like, stolen bits and pieces. But we're definitely near the... I need more barrels spacing. I can probably find another one that I've stolen something from. Yeah. Okay. I have more barrels ready-made. Does not look like it, but I can definitely change that back. Yeah. I do want to grab all the rest of the stuff that I left. No stone left behind. Okay. We're gonna need just a little bit of stuff here. First of all, get ourselves there we go. That's about what I was hoping for. This is, you know what? Yep, this is going to be the amount that I thought it was, which means I just need to double it. Now. Needs chest monsters when you can have barrel monsters. Whee! There we go. An additional 64 barrels. There we go. Drop that off. And down we go. I'm definitely doing, like, your average amount of terraforming on this little island. Everyone would do this kind of terraforming. Just gotta dig a little bit more. Just a little bit. Oh, which another fun fact for people who come and join me on the co-working streams. The issue I was having yesterday, I fixed only to find a different issue, which is much more perplexing. The issue I was having was a simple one that was just reading the wrong value. When I rewrote a function, I apparently grabbed the wrong values, and so things weren't getting read right. It was a bad offset, I tell you. But the other issue I had, still with the name, like the text stuff, is just that something is, well, it's not, I don't even know if this one's with text in general. It's something with part of the path just disappears at one point from memory, which I'm very curious as to how. Okay, I did not wish to break that. Okay. There we go. Eee. Collect all the stuff. From what I know, I think we've got like another 15 minutes of Minecraft, and then we will be switching over to other things, possibly while on ad break. Sir, you are in my territory now. All of you. For now, do that. Not super worried about the items cropped. But I may go back for them anyways. I'm something of a hoarder. At least in Minecraft. That does make me think of the fact. So one of the things I do collect are I have a lot of books. And I recently found a little app called Library Thing that lets me catalog my book collection. Aside from being fun to see how many books that I actually own, and to know whether or not I have 1,000 or more, which is when you constitute as a library. There's also the more practical thing of every once in a while when more with like RPG books and stuff like that, and Library Thing also lets you catalog other things, so I'll probably put like all my board games and stuff in there. Basically, do I have this supplement? Yes or no? Would be a nice thing to be able just to know and not have to be like, well, I've got this list that I keep in my pocket that I might keep up to date. A list that will get perpetually longer the longer I'm alive, which just feels like a recipe for disaster. Not that I haven't used that exact method many times. This was just a fun thing to do. And when I was like thinking about stuff at work, it gave something for my hands to do. Because the app isn't... The app has two good functions that it's good with. It is good for just kind of scanning through your collection. You can search through it, and you can get a very, very basic overview. You can't really edit stuff or anything else. For that, you've got to jump on a computer with a web browser. Or the other thing you can do is you can scan the books. And if you scan the barcode for a lot of books, as long as it's the original barcode and not a used sticker put over the barcode, if that's the case, you'll have to peel the barcode off. But usually the original barcode is the ISBN of the book, the International Serial Book Number, I think is what it is. Stands for. Anyways, it's a number that is assigned to every novel or nonfiction like textbook type thing. Magazines don't get this, like a graphic novel would, but a comic, like single issue comic books don't tend to. They have something else called ISSN, International Serial something something. Well, I say something something. I know the last word's number. I'm not even positive about ISBN though. Might technically be International Standard Book Number. That actually seems very right to me. Which, anyways, But you can easily scan stuff in for your books. I also have a decent number of like old PC Gamer magazines, Game Informers, and stuff. Those, like I said, scanning they don't have an ISBN, and they technically all have the same ISSN. That's how it works. Is like a whole serial thing has the same ISSN, so that you don't have to get a new one every time you publish, like every month. But that means they're not scannable. Also, like the way that library thing works is you can look up like library databases, or you can look up through the like Amazon listings. There's a couple other places, but that's the general gist of it. Which does mean that a lot of like serial stuff, like a PC Gamer magazine or like a single issue of Doctor Strange, isn't gonna show up there. I say that a single issue of Doctor Strange probably will show up on Amazon. Someone's probably selling it. And they would have all of the full information. But a PC Gamer magazine, probably not. Probably not one specific issue. So a lot of those have to be put in manually. I did find a nice-ish way to like get that done by basically just abusing the fact that browsers save form fillable information. So I basically just go back a page and the form's filled out with the last magazine that I put in. I only changed the like issue specific information, and I'm not super like heavy on the details. I don't even put in like all of the editing staff for the magazines. I just am putting in like the editor's name, the issue number, the issue name, and how many pages it was. And then rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I've gotten through all of my PC Gamers at this point. There's a couple other magazines that I still have yet to get all in the system. And then I still have several shelves of books left. I'm nowhere near done with my books. But I have passed 500 books in the system, so halfway to the illustrious, I can count myself as a library. A private library. Not that you really couldn't anyways. It's really what you would consider your book collection, whether you consider it a library or not, I feel like is a personal. But it is fun to be like, yeah, technically under the classification of like what we consider like a full library and not just a book collection. Officially, I have a library. I'm sure there are some people who are like, I wouldn't care. Because either A, you don't collect books, you don't have books in the same way, like you maybe have a couple here or there, or you're just someone who's like, these books are for me, I don't really care to know. Or maybe that's the other thing. You don't want to know how many books you have, especially ones that you haven't read. And I've got a lot that I haven't read that I've gone, ooh, this would be fun to read, but I have a list of stuff to read. Like last weekend, I went to a sale event that was, used books, a penny per page of the used book. And that you can spend a lot of money if you want to. I was fairly good. didn't spend that much money. Somewhere like 50-ish bucks, which is like 5,000 pages. And there was one book that I bought outright that weekend. Only because it was a used book that had more pages than the price already was. We talked about this, I think, a little bit on Saturday stream. Oh, we have ads coming in. I think, well, ads are going. I'm gonna get out of the water, at least. And Brett, do have messages on Discord also, and I need to check what those are. Because it might be that there's an issue with hopping into the call, which is distinctly possible that I made a mistake. Oh no, it's just other friend will not be free tonight. Okay, which I was a little expected at this point. All right, everybody's in ads, pretty much. If you're not in ads, congrats. I'm going to sleep off this night, and then I'm gonna start a game for the very first time, because I have not played this game before. It's gonna be interesting. I put video mode so that I can... And then I probably want... This is probably as good as any to duplicate. You. I'm ignoring a warning. It shouldn't be that surprising. Almost like I disregard warnings regularly in games. Oh, hey, we're getting back up. Okay, stop and take a drink. All right. Okay, so I can get back in the water and continue, which is probably what I'm going to do. At least until Bren gets on. At this point, I probably would say who it is, but it's more fun not to. collect all the rock. Oh, that's idea that I missed. Another. All right. Almost ready. I have been informed. It's almost time. I the answer. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. Where'd you come from? Away. Away with you. Oh, that was disappointing. Okay, well, this is not... You one of the ones that has a stupid amount of health? Assuming you were, for as long as it took to kill you. Oh, hey, it's Lahi. If you know what that is. It means you're among a good group of people. I wouldn't say a small group of people, but a good group of people. Okay. Oof. I still got inventory space, and I haven't been invaded yet. Should have my PC unmuted. I'm not realizing, because otherwise you guys won't hear voice chat when our special guest arrives.
Hello.
Oh, hey, speaking of... Hi. You gave me a small heart attack. Because Discord's in streamer mode, I did not hear you pop in. You just were a voice now in my ear.
Man, make that a clip.
Okay, there we go.
No, that couldn't have been better timed. Do I go live before or after asking to join you?
Well, I'm already live, so it's up to you.
I know. No, I know. Like, no.
Oh, for the shared chat.
Yeah.
You need to be live, or at least I need to be live, which I already am. But one of us needs to be live. Let me.
If both of us are live, does it still work?
Yeah.
Okay, so. ahead and knock, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, and then you should get a thing open. There's also a way to get a just like a link, which is what I'm gonna mute and deafen in that little window.
What little window?
The one that popped up when you, because it's their own little chat thing, but I don't. We have Discord.
I see it. All right.
Okay.
All right. So now we can just get rid of that window.
No, that window needs to stay open.
Oh, well, right. But do we need to look at it, or does the shared chat just show up on OBS?
It should just show up on OBS. I'm seeing shared chat now.
All right, sounds good. Let me go ahead and open Twitch on my phone so I don't miss anything.
Okay. Where's the andesite chest? Okay, there it is. Let me just empty my inventory, because otherwise I will just return and forget that I have an inventory half full of crap.
So if I send this, oh gosh, down. If I send this, hi. Did you get that too? Oh yeah, I see shared chat. We're good. Okay, cool.
Which also reminds me, a thing that, and it's probably still going from the last time I was doing this, which is not, okay, I need to enable this, and we're gonna change a thing here. We're gonna add it will be fun. And yeah, cool. I should now be able to do that, and then I should also be able to pin that, a multi-stream, so people can see both of our stuff together at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna disconnect from Minecraft and switch up what I'm doing.